Good evening, all. My name is Rishi. I'm coming from STM Software Engineering, a company that typesets academic journal articles and books for publishers. And this is not a too technical presentation. It's just gives an overall idea on we are just communicating what are the challenge problems that we as a typesetter face while we are dealing with manuscript that we receive for typesetting from authors. So my talk generally will go with three main class files like Elsarticle class, CAS SC class, and CAS DC class, which are the preferred LaTeX document classes recommended by Elsevier, the publisher. And these class files are actually available in C10 also, along with a very good documentation and a few BST files. And there are a lot of purposes behind this to create a template like this. But we can look into it whether how that is, whether it is being met, that purposes are being met, or what are the challenges involved in it. So I'm sure I'm not correct. Elsevier publishes roughly 3,000 journals in different disciplines. Since being a typesetter only, I don't know, I'm not much aware about what are the disciplines and other things. I just look at it, look and feel, single column, double column, which journal, math or non-math journal, that's the only concern for me. So they have created these templates basically for formatting LaTeX submission journal articles. So when an author submits an article to a particular journal, Elsevier recommends they must use either Elsarticle class or CAS SC class or CAS DC class. These instructions are actually available in their Guide for Authors page and other documentation sites. The main purpose of preparing or maintaining these templates and class files are basically to maintain a uniform format for review purpose, especially with wide margins and increased interline spacing. Then another thing that I would like to thank Professor Vincent, because he has created a LaTeX class file for authors, a class file which actually creates an output as close to the published article. So when an author creates an article, typeset an article, he is actually supposed to do it in his own way, but the journal he is going to submit this article will have a different a template, a particular template. It should have a fixed width, height, and a lot of other things. So when an author uses a particular template that the publisher recommends, there are a lot of benefits for the authors. He can or she can break the equations properly, fitting the text width, align the tables according to the page, etc. Another thing, ensuring authors include our mandatory information. For example, the journal template, in the journal requirement is to provide an ORC ID, or corresponding author's email ID is compulsory, or affiliations should be given like this, and graphical abstract is compulsory, etc. If they use just an article class or any custom classes, there will not be any restrictions to use all these cases. But if an author uses the template or the class file suggested by the publisher, whoever it is, publisher, the template will have all these things. So there is less chance for missing these things. That is one of the benefit of using the other templates. then based on the template, the templates are almost structured. So based on the templates, the typesetters will have automated their workflows. For example, the author, the affiliation, abstract, keywords, or other references, the way it is, these are coded. According to the design, they might have used some regular expression or some other cleanup scripts or something else or some packages to convert this to different formats. They might be using these, but if the authors are not using these templates properly, their tools will fail. So what will happen if the tools will fail? They have to manually code it, everything. That's a real challenge. Another thing, there is a saying that well begun is half done. So assume an author uses a proper template and they are submitting the article using that without any missing materials or anything. The thing is, and the equations are properly aligned, tables are properly placed, right font is used. The thing is, author will get a clean proof back for checking. For example, if an author uses a different class file which has a different page width, for example, the final page should be, the printed page should be in double column, but the author submits that in single column format. What happens is, the typesetter who typesets this article will break all these equations. Assume there are 45 or 50 or 100 equations. The typesetter will go and break all these equations. The thing is, the author who checks his proof needs to make sure the breaking of these equations are proper and nothing has been deleted or no omissions are there. This is the author's responsibility also. So his job is actually increased. So if they use the proper template and typeset it, author's responsibility will be reduced. He can send back the proof very quickly. Authors actually expect typesetters to flag all the changes they made in their manuscript, like track changes. So they can easily check the changes made by the typesetter. But if the number of changes are more, author's job is increased. They have to check and verify all the corrections changes. But if the proper template is used, all these things are properly done, the number of changes the typesetter makes will be very, very less. The clean proof, they will get a very clean proof. This process reduces the turnaround time also. Since the typesetter's job is reduced, they can return the manuscript very quickly to the author for proofing. Author can quickly proofread the manuscript. Since there are no problem with that proof, no corrections in it, they can simply send it. So this article can be published as quickly as possible. So while talking about the Elsarticle and the other two class files, Elsarticle CAS SC and CAS DC class file, there are a lot of features available, like preprint, review, no preprint line, 2-column, time, sort and compress, etc. There are many other also. The preprint is, if author uses the preprint option in the document class line, he can typeset the article in the preprint mode, and he can see how the preprint looks like. And if he typeset in, sometimes they have to submit the article using the review mode. The interline baseline skip will be more in review mode, the more margins for the reviewers to make comments or something. So they can, if they use they can use these options properly. The no preprint line, not only the Elsevier authors, many other people are all using Elsarticle class file. So by default, it writes in the footer, there is a preprint submitted to this journal, entity-to-end journal or some other journal, notice there. But the other people who uses this class file and not want these lines, they can simply use the no preprint line and avoid this writing this. And they can use 2-column, and if the font, you can choose it, and the NatBib options, sort and compress, etc. can be also given us in the class, document class line. A front matter which runs on multiple pages can be typeset easily without breaking it manually. Another challenge is sometimes there will be some collaboration, and maybe 100 or more authors are there, and affiliations are many affiliations there. So it won't fit in a single page, so they have to manually break it and give in a different page. But long make title, there's another option in this class file. If they use that class file, the option, the author and affiliation will be properly split at the bottom and run onto the multiple pages. As I said before, if they want to typeset a manuscript in, for other purpose, not like submitting in Elsevier journals, they can align the front matter to left, right, or center. By default, it is center. Then if any packages are clashing with the NatBib, NatBib is loaded by default, they can unload it. There's an option for that also. Double blind and single blind options available. If the journal recurs, it should be, it is single blinded or double blind. These options can be used. Other thing Professor Vincent said about the structured coding of the affiliation and other things. There are features in these class files also. For example, the organization details, the affiliation. The typesetter, the person who typeset the article sometimes may not know which one is the organization, or maybe confusing for them sometimes to identify, locate which is the, the division, department, which is the organization, which is a city, which is a postcode. Maybe others may be using it differently in different locations. So the automatic mapping script or that will fail, and people need to manually find it. So if the authors use the template properly, they can give the relevant information in the relevant field. Like they can give the organization name in the organization field, postcode, city, country, etc. This will make the job of typesetter easy, and there will not be any mistakes in this area that they can guarantee. Sometimes they want some journal ask for a page break to be given after title, sometimes after author affiliation field, sometimes after the abstract. So what that authors sometimes do is they will create separate documents. For example, for title, one text file. For author affiliation or title to author affiliation, one text file. Up to abstract, another text file, like this. There is no need of thing like this. They can simply break at any point, even inside the make title, they can break it. But after title or after the author affiliation field or abstract. Then options for graphical abstract highlights can be given. Then according to the page width, there are options like 3P, 1P, 2-column, etc. Then many BST files adhering to numbered and author year styles are also available. Then for coding title, note the simple, in addition to the the default title, if there is any subtitle or a translated title, translated subtitle, anything for coding all these things, there are separate commands, elements there. On OrcID is mandatory nowadays, so OrcID, social media links like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is, there is no need of giving all these details like footnotes, just footnotes. They can simply tag this along with the author name. So it is very easy for mapping these things at the PDF and or in XML. While I'm talking about the structured coding, we should think about that not only the PDF the publishers require. The publishers almost require, or the deliverable they are asking from the typesetter is an XML also. The XML should be structured in a proper manner. If the XML should be structured in a proper manner, the typesetter needs to intervene the text file. They have to properly structure it. Then they need to create the XML and PDF. So my intention here is, while talking, is we need to avoid the manual intervention as much as possible to avoid the typos, the errors, and speed up the process. And the beneficiaries, well, I have already explained some of the points listed here, but still I will explain once again. The first, the primary beneficiary is actually authors themselves. So, by submitting the manuscript in a proper template, the rejection rate can be reduced. The reviewers can easily accept the article, and it will start it way from there in the first instance. And it can potentially speed up the publication process, since less time needed for formatting, revisions during the review stage. Reviewers can concentrate on the content, and they don't need to worry about the formatting other things. They are reading, spending many times, a lot of time for reading all these different documents. So if their job is to look at the formatting style also, it will be difficult for them. So if the typesetter, the author uses the proper template, that a reviewer need not want to worry about the formatting thing. They can just simply concentrate on the content and review the manuscript. Publishers can expedite the process. As I said before, the typesetting process can be automated, and quickly we can deliver the PDF, XML, whatever the deliverables publisher requires, we can send it. Author proofing will be much faster. There will not be many corrections, typos, and all these things can be eliminated. At the end, the typesetter's job also will be easier. They need to do manual interventions. They can use their automation tools to a large extent, and the conversion will be error-free. Proofreading and other QC checking will be reduced, and the turnaround time will be also reduced. So the main challenge, so why the authors are not using the template? That's a big question actually. The main challenge, the thing is, in my experience, in my company, actually we are dealing with thousands of articles on monthly basis, and we have seen thousands of articles, and the main thing is authors seldom read the guide for author page. That's the main problem. There are a lot of instruction pages available. Publishers have created so many videos, but they never look at it. They will do, the guide for author will be at one side, they will create the manuscript, and they will call for support. Yeah, this is not accepted, this is not, the editorial manager does not accept this. What should I do? Like this. So all the instructions are there in the guide for authors page. The authors, they should first read the guide for authors page. What are the mandatory things that I should look into it or take care when I submit the manuscript? That's the main thing. Then other thing, the publishers say you should use Elsarticle class, or you should use some other class. The author what will do, they just load the class file in the document class line. They will load Elsarticle in the document class line, but the rest of the coding will be like a standard article class. So, because the /author command will work everywhere, so they need not want, it is not mandatory. Yeah. It is not mandatory to code the organization division or city, postcode, etc. So they won't be coding it, and still it compiles and creates a PDF, and submission system accepts it. BibTeX database usage. If they use BibTeX database, that can speed up the process. As you know, the importance of BibTeX database. And as a bibliography, since we need to create the XML, and all the elements in the bibliography need to be separately tagged, like authors, article title, book title, volume, journal title, publisher location, series title, conference name, etc. If authors use the BibTeX database, we can automate the process and make the proof error-free in a very speedy manner. But still authors are reluctant to use the BibTeX database. Sometimes we need to ask them, we can see the output, and sometimes they will create the BBL and they provide the BBL along with it and give us the BBL. So we will ask them to provide the BibTeX database file. So how to overcome this challenge? It's a big question. The first thing is to educate the authors. It's a big task. Educate, the publishers are actually currently doing it right now, but I don't know how far they are successful, but I can say from my experience of typesetting, it is a big task still, and our publishers are just following the authors, and whatever they give, they submit, accept it and pass it on to the typesetter for typesetting. Develop and maintain effective automatic content profiler that validates author submissions and reports shortcomings back to the author. The submission systems where authors upload the manuscript, they should have some kind of content profiler. Content profiler in the sense whether it should check whether the class file is Elsarticle or CAS or some other, whatever the class file the journal requires, journal demands, is that the class file is used. All the necessary materials are provided or not. There are 5 input text files. Some are missing, some are available. So all these text files are still available. There are any duplicate files are there. For example, for a single figure, figure 1, they will be providing the EPS version, JPEG version, and PDF version. The typesetter's responsibility is to look at it and see which is the latest version. It's a big task. So sometimes they have to go back to the author and ask which is the version we should use, the JPEG or PDF or whatever it is. So if the content profiler like thing can verify the same file has been given in multiple formats and report back to the author at the same time when they submit the manuscript, that will help. Yeah, like a lot of documentation needs to be created, but still others are overlooking it. Then another solution may be to establish a robust support system with a knowledgeable typesetting team to assist authors and provide timely helpline. Publishers should actively participate in tech conferences and interact with the experts to understand the power of tech. Since there are only 2 ways to typeset the manuscript normally authors use, and one is tech and the other is Word. The publishers actually should know what are the things authors can achieve through tech, what it cannot achieve through tech. These type of things publishers should be aware of. So what is the best possible way to get aware of these things is their representatives must participate in conferences like this, and their participation is very much important, and they should talk to the experts here and they should understand, for example, they are demanding the tagged PDF, but tagged PDF is not at all, development is still going on, it is not at all a final proof stage. So they should understand it instead of having the typesetter tell the publisher this is not on live, etc. So they should actively participate, like organize free webinars or seminars on best practices for manuscript preparation, and universities, especially those with a high number of contributing authors. These are some useful links. These are just the packages, the CTAN link and the support links where others can look into it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rishi. So, questions from the audience?
One question just about the last topic you brought up. I mean, one of the problems for the authors at the moment is if they try to get an article placed in different journals, each journal has different requirements, and there's no collaboration and actually making something like a scientific article preamble kind of stuff. I mean, you have done this for the Elsevier articles. Way back, the American Society has done it for whatever they do, and the Physics Society has done something, but what actually would be extremely helpful if we come to a common way of handling, say, front matter, at least allowing that, because then you have exchangeability and not the problem that the author doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, thanks for that suggestion. We will
just in addition to saying
sure.
the publishers should come and the typesetters should come to the same place and talk to each other and to us.
Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, we'll take care.
Here is from YouTube chat, I think it's comment rather than a question, from Radhakrishnan S. He says that authors should go through the guidelines provided by the publisher and use the prescribed template. This will reduce mistakes. Well, I worked with authors. It's not very practical.
Yeah, they're told to RTF the fine manual, read the fine manual, and well, as a computer scientist, I only read the manual if it doesn't work, and if you run it through Techen, it comes through. All right, yeah, not my generation, yeah. Okay, we are ready for the break, but there's an announcement.
Yeah, actually, just one comment to what Frank said. I used to typeset a journal. I don't care about whatever you need to do, right? Like, I'm selfish, right? Like, not me necessarily, but just the mindset is like, you are the author, you care. It's your problem. What I should do is accept initial submissions in any format and don't care there, because what's the point? The reviewer doesn't care whether it's AMS art or it's LaTeX standard article or it's the journal's class. Like the initial submissions, whatever format they are in, once it's accepted, the author is incentivized to do whatever is needed to do to get it through. But I think that that's the sort of mindset that the publishers should really have. And we had it in my journal. We didn't care if it came in as a PNG image of the pages, we would have accepted it. It wasn't we didn't have any issue what you did, right? And I think that that's sort of the approach that should be taken in initial submissions, because it really doesn't matter at all in what format it is.
DTA was first.
As long as they do it, consultants would have their daily bread.
Yeah, I disagree with that for two reasons. The first reason, it might ease the work of the authors to sort of being forced right from the start to write in the appropriate format. And the second reason is that using the appropriate format might be extremely important right from the start if you have a limit on the page numbers, for instance. Because if you change the format, you might be stuck with too many things or too few. And using the right format right from the start gives you the ultimate goal that helps reaching the requirements in the end.
Yeah, that's a valid point, yeah.
Yeah. Right now, the publishers have started producing their own tools so that they can get the typesetters out of the business. Because they create their softwares. The authoring tools are there. They are going to make it more convenient so that instead of using Microsoft Word or LaTeX, they will straight away author their tools in their software. The data structure will be XML already. So once the XML is already there, they need not use TUG or they need not go to Microsoft Word. Only thing is to produce the PDF, they need again TUG. From this XML, they create a TUG and produce the software, PDF. So that the publishing time can be much reduced. If you properly author your article, create your article in their own software, almost all the typesetter is out of the business. That is what.
I'd be curious to know what is your experience with the Elsevier, because I was told that with Wiley, they don't actually typeset the journal with LaTeX. So basically, once everything is done, it is sent to them and they redo everything in XML and they just mimic our class file to have exactly the same look, but it's not done in LaTeX. What's the situation with the
Actually, they send the source file to the typesetters. whether it is LaTeX or a doc file. And the typesetters need to use their tools or their class file, but the specifications they might have given to the typesetters, it should be typeset like this. So they will be typesetting the articles according to that specification, and sometimes, not sometimes, it's mandatory to have an XML also. So they do that, they create that. Did I answer your question?
I was just told that once it's sent to the publisher, they just redo everything
Yeah,
from
redo
scratch
everything,
using their own tools.
Yes. Redo everything.